What's going on, world? It's your boy at Big Game James _36, and this is Big Games B.S, part of Den Media Group, presented by MFTKFoundation.com. Go to the MFTKFoundation.com for all of the community give back things that we do. Currently, the next thing that we have up is the book bag drop. So we'll start really pushing those heavily. And the first one starts in July. We always do them around my birthday weekend. It's a big part of what I like to do in the cities of Jacksonville, Orlando, Tallahassee, and potentially Tallahassee. Hey, Bert, we got you involved this year, though? Because Bert, the man, Bert's a big part of the reason why I wanted to start feeding the streets. So, like, but Bert, y'all don't understand, that guy is such a quality individual. Shout out to my guy Bert Keaton. Learned a lot, emulated a lot from him. Great father, great all that stuff. We got the original Den Turn on the YouTube. We got Bobby. Bobby out here. Bobby been eating, man. Like, I'm proud of him. Look like he didn't gain some weight. Bobby's out here having incredible sports takes and just doing this thing. We got to get Bobby to slide through and, not forget us little people as he's blowing up on the comedy scene. I'm happy that he's doing well and is extremely successful. Actually, that's good. He said he's 141 pounds now. Last time we talked to him, he was like 125. I think Bobby took our advice and found himself, stopped trying to chase these young broads and found him an old broad that can cook and bake. Those are always good things to be able to do. For those who are on the YouTube, not the YouTube, for those who are on the Twitter, or the X, we appreciate you guys for being there. What I need you guys to do, though, is come holler at us on the YouTube so that you can participate in all of the shenanigans and all of the different things real quick. So going into when you're a member, you get more perks. Remember, membership has its perks. I was talking to Luke about the membership, and like, I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not taking all y'all. If we got 100 all-in members, 100 people ain't going to the fucking Super Bowl. But what we could do is, we could like do a raffle or some shit like that. But even with the memberships, you can earn your way. You can earn your stuff back by just participating in the different pick'ems and stuff like that. And right now, we have a March Madness tournament pick'em, and I'm trying to look at. Currently, I'm in 5th place right now, and number 1 is Primo, 560 points. He is in 65th percentile. Londa is right behind him with 530, tied with Duval Gator, and Fort Worth Nola's at 500. And I am at 480, followed by Mike Williams, Brown, Rosalind Walker, and then Adrian and Duval Knoll are rounding out the bottom with 0 points because they made no picks. So let's see what the forecast tells us. The forecast still gives me a 6% chance to win. Primo has a 62.5% chance to win all of this. Londa is at 9.5. Duval Gator is at 9.3. Mike Williams is at 6.3. Basically, they're not doing it. The only way that this works for me is if Florida wins it all. I'm not rooting for any Gators, but I am in a conundrum, and you guys tell me how you feel about this. Florida beat Maryland pretty convincingly yesterday. I need Florida to win tomorrow. If Florida wins tomorrow, I'm going to San Antonio to cover the Final Four. If Florida loses, then I'm not going to San Antonio. So I'm either going to get a break or I'm going to have to work harder. Either way, if you were an all-in member, you would get to participate and experience the Final Four in the same manner in which I get to experience the Final Four. So that's really the whole push behind this. We need you to subscribe. Once we get to 10,000 subs, we'll give away a pair of season tickets. But imagine a world where if you were an all-in member, you get to go to San Antonio. I give you, let's see what San Antonio hotels are looking like. Maybe I should go ahead and book it right now. I'm clicking on Marriott Bonvoy right now. See if my discount will hook you up. Damn, how did we get blurry all of a sudden? Made my eyes feel like my eyes was dilated. So again, there isn't any other show in the United States of America that's offering you opportunities like this. So from Friday to Tuesday, from August 4th to August 8th, boom, let's see what we got here. Ooh. Yeah, they wildin'. Oh. All right. That's a little bit better. Shit. I gotta get that that damn that I gotta get that media rate. But if we get the media rate, you'll get my discount, whatever I pay for a hotel. Right now, hotels are looking like Super Bowl hotels right now, which is stupid. If there's a media party, you get to come with me to the media party. If there's any other cool things, the only thing I say you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to work a camera. So that's all I would suggest to you. But on that note, those are the things that we have. The topics, please consider becoming a member. Membership start as low as $3.99, going all the way up to $100 a month. But if you can't afford that, please just subscribe. So as we talk about sports and the topics that surround them, what do we got, Jaden? Oh, before that, my bad. Let's start off before we get into this Freaky Friday, STD Friday, as my guy Raymond calls it, or Ramon calls it. Let's make sure we get our prayer to get us going into this Friday evening correctly.
You already know what time it is, dog. Thank you, God, for another day. Thank you, God, for another day. Thank you, God. God is great. All the time. All the time. Thank you, God. Thank you, God.
I wish we could slow it down. It sounds like, I'm sorry to my friends who believe this would be sacrilegious. I don't give a fuck. It sounds like he says, fuck yeah, give me 2 fuck yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I can't think of anything else. Like, it's just, I don't know. I don't speak Samoan or whatever, Polywog or whatever it is. Like, but you can't convince me that he's not saying fuck yeah. So, whatever. But sometimes whatever gets you in the mood and the praise and worship is what gets you in the mood to praise and worship. So, good on that. So, let's go ahead and what we got today, Jaden.
All right, y'all. You can hear me all right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So Friday, March 28th, Freaky Friday episode of Big Games B.S. We bring the good, the bad, and all the BS in sports. You know we got to start out with FSU, some FSU news. We got some pictures of the prospective new Doak Campbell Stadium renovations. So we got some pictures of that right there. And then we got a quick video of Deuce Robinson at a practice. The circus tent is back up from the hurricane season. And the biggest news coming out of our school is that our star point guard for the women's team, the nation's #1 leading scorer in defensive one women's college basketball, Tania Latson, entered the transfer portal. So we're going to get into that as well. Staying in the college world, we have a picture of Penn State freshmen, and man, what are they feeding them at Penn State? It is definitely the defensive hub for the draft. Deion getting his new Colorado contract. We're going to get into the ins and outs of that. Desmond Watson has been making ripples in the news media for his UF Pro Day. We're going to get some clips. Ashton Genty as well has some Pro Day clips of him as well. Cam Scattaboo, or Scattabee, as you say, James, your favorite exciting white, had his Pro Day for Arizona State. He ran a 40. We're going to see what you think his time is. And then we're going to look at an Alabama March Madness record they set last night and look at the results from last night's Sweet 16 games. Then we're going to transition to the NFL, talk about some draft caps that the new draft picks are going to wear as they cross the stage, top jersey sales in Canada, and how the NFL banned the Young Thug wipe your nose or slat celebration. We have a funny video of the New York Giants QB room. Mina Kimes give her thoughts on something, and Michael Johnson thoughts on the Tyreek Hill versus the No Allow race. We're going to finish out our show as we normally do with our Big Games BS segment. Started off with opening night baseball. We're not going to get into the game, but we're going to get into some cleats that a player had that are fire. And we're going to talk about the Texas Rangers and their new food menu for this season. And man, it's looking good. We missed the LeBron and Stephen A feud. LeBron went on ESPN's Pat McAfee show. Stephen A, the #1 competitor on the network, and he decided to reveal some tea. Then we got Marvin Sapp trying to steal from the people. And then we got to shout out Xbox. So first thing is first, you got a packed show topic. So we're going to get through this. First, here's a little video of Deuce Robinson catching a pass from Kyler Murray at FSU, aka Thomas Castellanos. But James, I know you've probably seen this video online on the internet, people reacting to it. Your good friend CJ Noel 850 reacted to it, said it was a risky throw, but a good catch. What are your thoughts on this little quick video right here? I know it's nothing too special, not too much media coverage at the practices, but what are your thoughts on this?
You said my guy CJ said it was a risky throw?
I think somebody said that.
Hold on, go back a little bit.
All right.
Like, just go back before
I'm not too sure if it was CJ, but somebody on.
I just want to show people again. Everybody's entitled. Actually, the problem is everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But like, this is just my breakdown of this, and I'm gonna show you. So that's over 28. Over there, boom. Pause right there. Now, do you see how fucking high is that, Ashlyn Barker? Like, if that's the interception that gets made, god damn, dog. You know, you just got to chalk that one up. Charge that to the game. That motherfucker that's how you pull the ab right there, baby. Like, it's literally nobody else around him in that situation. Like, he found the gap in the zone, which is one of my fears, but they're learning this new zone concept. We were on cover 3, more than likely. You know, he found a gap in it, and I that's what you want your quarterback to do. But you know, what's scary is if he would have tried to make this throw. This was 7-on-7, I'm assuming. But you know, shout out to them getting active in practice, and even trying to make that play. And good catch by Deuce. You know, he was over. The only thing I'll say is that maybe I wish he would have let him a little bit more. But, you know, hey, catch and throw. I personally think it's going to be very difficult to be as bad as FSU was last year. So, yes, very low bar. Like I am willing to put a lot of money on Florida State that they'll win more than 2 games. I'm willing to bet a lot of money on that. Now, will they go 10-2? Not here to say that. Don't know. I have to go watch them, but I'm just trying to figure out when I'm even going to have time to watch them because I'll be gone most of next week, and I will be there. Yeah.
Well, Seminoles are going to be playing in the newly renovated Doak Campbell Stadium, and courtesy of FSU, we got some pictures of the prospective stadium and what these changes will entail. So, Florida State football unveils what the renovated Doak Campbell Stadium will look like after construction. Completion will be before the Seminoles face off against the Alabama Crimson Tide on Saturday, August 30th. The season opener. So we got some pictures for you right here. Got that Jumbotron, got the nice seating right here. And then you see right here, this is where the main construction was to get that more of the NFL aesthetic, that club seating, if you will. And James, what are your thoughts on these pictures, man, on the construction process of the stadium so far?
I like it. A lot is being said about the Jumbotron. A lot of people are mad because the $25 million came from the city for a special tax that's supposed to bring more business and more jobs, create more jobs. And a lot of people don't know how politics works. You don't just get to cry about something. They would have to like bring an alternative. They didn't have an alternative. That the money was going to get spent. They just didn't have a really good alternative for it. But like a lot of fans have bitched about these seats, and they're like, I don't like the fact that I don't they're charging us too much, and they're running regular. So what? Like, here's where no. The stadium didn't cost $25 million to renovate. That Jumbotron cost that. Like the screen cost $25 million. Yeah, like and it's not so much that they're mad that it came like that. That's what it was spent on. They're mad that it came from a specific like that $20 million could be spent to create more jobs and something else that brings in more tax revenue. Like this might have created a fraction of the jobs that less money. Like, for example, I think one of the things, like it might have created 20 to 30 more permanent jobs. Don't quote me on that, but I'm just saying like permanent jobs that will stay in Tallahassee that will be taxable. In perspective, there's some that are like $5 million. They grant $5 million from the grant that brought in hundreds of jobs. So it's a little bit. That's where the people are. Well, let me rephrase that. That's what the people should be bitching about. I don't know if they realize that's what they're bitching about because people just bitch. But I said from the beginning, this is a terrible deal for the city of Tallahassee. It is a phenomenal deal for Florida State University, and it will change the aesthetics. But people are like, oh my God, why would you create those seats that nobody's going to sit into? News fucking flash, people. They did the research. Nobody, like they might be empty, but them bitches is paid for. Like it's because it's expensive. And I'm like, it does. You can't afford it.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean nobody else can't afford it.
That's what I was thinking, like somebody who has money, it's like being at the Lakers game and you're on court. It can be like a status symbol.
You can't take a 20. God, this is going to sound bad. You can't take a 5-figure mindset and try to figure out a 7+ figure outcomes or mindsets. Like, you know why I buy season tickets? I buy season tickets. I'm up to 8 this year, and I may go up to 10. I like my tickets. I don't sit in them though. I do not sit in my seats. I sit in the Champions Club because it's air conditioned, it has Wi-Fi, and there's food. If I get the opportunity to sit in that section, I'm going to sit in that section. But I'm not going to hold you. Part of me wanted to take my money and like consolidate it, what I was spending, and buy 2 seats in there. You get all you can eat, all you can drink, air conditioned in and out. You have concierge. There's a lot of different things that are going into that. And you're literally on the side. That's the team sideline. So you get to walk up and you'll see the players. You'll probably be able to have conversations with some of these guys. You'll be able to have things that happen that normal people won't be able to have happen. I've seen these seats at the Carolina Panthers have these, but they're in the end zone. And it's actually really, really nice.
The team is nevertheless good.
Bro.
You can't charge enough.
Bro, that's all right. Permission to just talking about Florida State for a minute. Today I was talking to Luke. Shout out to Luke. Good conversation. We were talking about FSU Alabama game. You know you can get everything on StubHub. You can get graduation tickets on StubHub, by the way. They only give you like 2 or 3 per person. So like you can buy graduation tickets on StubHub. But let's see, we got Florida State. Damn, I know they had the Alabama game up here a little while ago. Damn, I thought I was looking for. This is all season tickets. I don't want to look at the East Texas A&M. Damn, I'm trying to. Oh, here we go. Alabama Crimson Tide versus Florida State Seminoles. Click on this. You know, I'm just gonna skip. So these things are section 35 to section 29. Section 35, they're selling these seats currently for $1,500. I guarantee you, if you buy that ticket, you can sell it for $3,000. But they're selling that for $15,000 each. That's before fees. This is going to be a little higher. They're at section 29. They've got those. It's row 19. They've got those tickets going for $1,200. Section 32, right on the 50. It's going for $1,791. Now, I want you guys to know my seats are in section 121, I believe. I'm in the end zone. And this is like row 41. Row 41 is going for $670. So those are the tickets I'm giving away on this show. We're giving away a pair of those. And that's a $671. If I sell all 8 of my tickets, I have made a great profit on my tickets, like on what I bought all 8 tickets for. So like the game gonna sell out for the good ones, and it's a hell of a flex. And you buy these things nobody's really buying this from their personal accounts. They're buying these from their business accounts. So stop counting other people's pockets. And just realize, just because you're broke doesn't mean everybody else is broke. If I can get my black ass in there, I'm gonna get my black ass in there. You goddamn right. Let me find, like, it's businesses that have bought this shit. Mike Alford is a smart ass motherfucker. I can promise you that. You might not like him, but he ain't dumb.
All right, getting through some FSU news. Let's run through this right quick. The circus tent is back up at FSU, an historic part of the campus. A lot of people on campus, a lot of students get their experience here in that entertainment aspect. So huge shout out to the circus tent for getting back up. And we have to talk about the most breaking news out of FSU. Our junior guard, Tania Latson, is entering the transfer portal, but Latson is keeping all options open, including a return to FSU. She's a 3-time All-ACC first team member and led the nation in scoring at 25.2 points per game on 45 field goal percentage. Now, James, how surprised were you when this news broke the internet?
You know, I was shocked because she had, but then I looked at who's Clutch Sport. It's capitalism, man. You cannot tell these young men and women that America and express American exceptionalism. Like, let me just Google. Maybe I'm wrong because sometimes I am wrong. I love to admit it when I'm not. It doesn't happen a lot, but it does happen from time to time. Let me see here. What makes America different? Okay. Okay. You cannot, I'm reading something that says what makes America different and better than other countries is American exceptionalism through capitalism. You cannot preach to these kids that capitalism is what makes us better and they get mad when they participate in it. Now, I want her to stay. If she's testing the market, she did not say she's leaving, but I do find it ironic that after we got our ass whooped by LSU, she's hitting the transfer portal. Like LSU don't be getting the top cats in the transfer portal. Hell, a lot of people forget that Angel Reese originally went to Maryland before she went to LSU. So I hope we come to the table with some bread, man. Like, you want her to stay? Don't just sing love songs, man. Don't be at 19. Don't be Boys to Men. Open up that paper. Treat her the way that women say that they need to be treated. Open that pocketbook. But when you're the leading scorer in the NCAA, you need to be compensated as such, especially if you want her to come back. I thought us actually convincing her to come back was partially due to her having a really good NIL compensation package. So the fact that we didn't do that that chafes me a little bit. Like, come on, let's get on there. Get on there, university. Do your thing. Beg.
Even though FSU possibly could have taken a loss of a great player, this is a perfect time to bash some Gator fans. So this video went viral of this Gator fan eating a banana with a spoon in his self-driving Tesla. Now we're going to play this video, see what you guys think, and just look at the shirt. That's all I got to say.
One thing about me, I'm going to enjoy my morning banana. With Tesla FSD on the Cybertruck, I can literally drive hands-free. One thing about me, I'm going to enjoy.
Oh, we need to change it? Is that it? Or is he?
Yeah, that was it. That was it. Yeah, that was it. That was it. Mm-hmm.
All right. So, funny thing, before the world went Uno reverse on us, I remember a time when everybody who drove electric cars were considered tree hugging, bunny loving liberals,
libtards,
whose libtards, whose butts hurt because and they love bananas.
Oh my God.
That was when an African, an alleged African Muslim, was the commander in chief. Then an actual African got into the White House that owns an electric company and now it's the bastion of conservative beliefs. So like I'm old enough to remember a time when this was weird. But now you've got guys like this, and kudos to him. And I can only assume his affiliation with his lifestyle.
You don't have to.
I'm going to use context clues that my grandmother would always tell me. She said she would say things like, "This man tastes his words."
That is one of the funniest things I've ever heard.
And when you listen to, again, now don't come into me. I'm an ally. I am an ally. I'm with you. I like lesbians. But when you listen to certain letters in that community talk, they sound like they having a delicious ass conversation. Like they're savoring the moments from the last encounter, maybe. I don't know. All I know is that you don't mistakenly suck a dick. It is a conscious decision to suck a dick. Now, I don't know, but I do know American history, and a lot of times people are hiding things. They're trying to fight stuff, and I don't know why they try to fight this type of shit. That this man with this spoon is clearly trying to hide something that make us believe that he don't want to eat that banana in one bite with the peel.
It's so extra.
And his mannerisms, his hand gestures, he looks like the dude from Modern Family. Like, and he's in a Tesla. Like, but I will say this, one of the craziest things I've heard somebody, like, I'm cool with the L's, right? They need to add an S to it. Because for studs. I can be with a woman that was a lesbian. I don't know if I want to be with a woman who was with a stud. Because I don't know, like these studs thick out here nowadays. But like they trying to, like, they pulling out hardware.
Oh yeah.
That's not supposed to go into people. And not just that, it's cavernous. And I say that because what they are willing to do to somebody to leave a dent and prove a point is wild. So I'm wondering if the inverse is true too. Because I know a lot of women can't be with a guy who was a G. Can't be with a gay. Because I'm thinking if he don't want to just eat the banana normally, what the fuck would he normally do with something? Is he spooning niggas? Is that what spooning is? Because that looks painful.
Oh.
I ain't trying to get spooned, bruh.
That's torture.
That sounds, but again, I heard about the dude from Family Matters in rats in the condom and putting them up inside of them, man. They do wild shit.
He's just an extra dude. Like there's nobody who eats a banana with a spoon.
Unless he's this is not an indictment on the entire community. This is one individual pilgrim. Could be a homosexual psychopath. Like Ted Bundy.
Yeah, that's true.
Because anybody who's willing to do this to a banana does not need to be of this. It's not of this world. Then when you add and you really just put it all to a close, right? The shirt just explains everything. Because they had a homosexual psychopath that played football for him in Chico, Aaron Hernandez.
That's wild.
So they've also had a homosexual saint in Tim Tebow, but we're not talking about him right now. We're talking about whoever this guy is, and he's probably a proud graduate. But this is why people's Teslas get tampered with, because they do shit like this. I'm just telling you, this is why I love my Tesla. My Tesla lets me do this, and like the amount of what he had to go into this with. Like most normal people would just peel a banana.
Yes, peel the banana.
Most normal men, if you're like one of those guys who's just afraid of everything, I don't have time. Sometimes I just don't feel like shoving it. I don't want to eat all the banana like that. So I break it up. It's not doing anything because people think you're gay. I actually think it's gay why are you looking at my mouth while I'm eating this object? I will say this. I did have a pause moment at the I took my son to the zoo. I had a pause moment. I wanted a frozen banana, man. It was refreshing, dog. On a hot day, a fucking frozen banana is refreshing. They only had the chocolate ones, and I'm sitting here like, yo, okay, I don't know how the fuck this is gonna work right here. How am I gonna eat this? But like, I did see a dude take down the chocolate banana like a little too egregious. Like it was just egregious. But this guy right here did not peel the banana. He chopped the tip off of the banana. And then he took a spoon and he dug into the sides. And he's eating it like that. Teslas look like the terrible drawings that me and my friends did when we were in the 5th grade. And you guys only like it because of who is behind that. Oh, Angela's wild. This you doing the bending. Yeah. Boy, taste his words. I don't think that man has he's still a man, but I don't think he has a masculine bone in his body. That's tough, man. Good for him. For my white brethren, more white hoes for y'all.
And me.
Oh, and Miles. And Dr. Umar. Because I know for a fact Dr. Umar is smashing bunnies.
He's running the game. Doing the thing. He's lessening the competition.
Speaking of, man, I don't even know what to say after that. That video was just egregious when it popped on my timeline. But we're going to switch it out into another college football team, another college football sensation, if you will. We got freshman linebacker LaVar Arrington II. And man, look at this kid, James. He is the son of Penn State Hall of Famer and NFL veteran LaVar Arrington. He played 7 seasons, and he was the 2nd overall pick in the 2000 draft. And it looks like his son is probably going to be the 2nd or 1st overall pick whenever he goes to the draft too. What are they feeding these kids at Penn State, James?
Baby lions. Nah, real talk. They have a really good strength and conditioning program. And yeah, I mean, let's be honest. Like, go look at LaVar Arrington. Who are the parents? Because again, this is why. Yeah, he played for the Redskins. Why genetics matter, man, and why I believe in breeding. Oh shit! Hold on. First off, click on that picture with the IMBD. First off, man, no, man, fuck this guy. What the fuck you doing, man? You're better than that, LaVar. But that look, you look crazy.
It's a puzzle piece.
Hey man, what are you doing, man?
Nobody's forehead looks like that. It's unnatural to the eye.
And it's like one piece. It looks like he was edged up in half of his head, and then they just like the guy had a like glitch, and then like did the run. Come on, dog. But then go over to the one right over to the left, so we can blow that one up too with the brown. Yeah, that one. Come on, that's you, LaVar.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that. Just get that edged up right. Come on, dog. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Oh, I thought his name was okay. Yeah. Come on, LaVar. Like, bro, just chill out, dog. You better than this, man. Look, wow, and you ain't got no lip hair, dog. You looking insane out there, brother. All right, okay. Who is LaVar Arrington II? Because he probably got some kind of weird ass thing where he don't want to call him Junior because all juniors are bad, and then he puts out this fucking mutant. Bruh, like how could you do anything? My shoulder pads are in the garage, dog. Them bitches high, dog. I'm like, you can't catch a pass at your chest. But you know what? He has no shoulder problem. He has. Look at his neck. There's no opportunity to have neck issues. And look at that face. Like, that's just how I wore my face mask. There is literally nowhere. It is face and mask. That is all there is there, dog. There's no space. That bitch get did it in, you breaking everything, dog. But that's why you go out there and like, so you was doing the bending. That's all. That's all you can do with that. Oh my God, he looked like a transmission. Click on that. The WTOP. Go up. Click on what the fuck? Yeah, don't do it, bro. Just age. Yo. Just age. What are we doing, bruh? LaVar. And y'all talking about these YNs? This is what the OGs is doing. Is that when he got the hair? Oh, that's the same pic. That's the same time. Oh man, he over here looking like the. Was it not Bar? It was one of the movies where the gay dude was doing the hair. It might have been Baby Boy. He looking like the transmission in Baby Boy. I'm not saying he is. But I'm just saying it ain't a good look. All right, man, do we have LaVar Arrington's wife? Is it a pilgrim? He was there when Joe Pa was there, though. I'm confusion. She just got a 10? Yeah, this kid was bred. Yeah. Wait, is she just light skinned? I think she's just a light skinned black. Oh, hold on, wait a minute. I'm just. What's going on? She might be a mulatto. Yeah. She looks like a different person in every fucking picture.
Okay, what's her name?
Trisha. And his daughter was a volleyball player. Like, so Trisha had to be a volleyball player. Either way, he went out here and this was breeding. That's what this was. And congratulations to him. Okay, yeah. So Trisha is. Oh, her last name Johnson. Yeah, she got it's black in there somewhere. Yes, Trisha Johnson Arrington. Yeah, that kind of narrows it down a little bit right there. When you're confused, you read that last name Johnson. I don't know how many white, but yeah. Listen, hey man, click on that picture, the Facebook profile for Trisha Johnson. We know the Trisha's mom's genes were winning out there. Click on. It's a little. Okay. All right. It's a little back there. Like, that's how you know it's good, too. I be wondering sometimes, like, when they get you to dress like this, like, that make you just, like, we got that Sound of Music hat. Or, like, what's the, It's a Wonderful Life. Like, that just look like good music, like classical music is being played in the background. Like, he didn't grab her, lifted her up. Oh man. Hey, listen, sometimes you gotta breed him, man. It's working out. He ain't got to pay for college. All right, man. Kudos to them. I don't even know if she played sports, but her body played something. So like
Speaking of playing, this man has been playing the game and he just got paid. Deion Sanders has become one of the top 10 highest paid, college football coaches in the game after his new 5-year, $54 million contract. So this is his yearly salary breakdown. So 2025, he received $10 million. Next year, receive $10 million. 2027 will receive 11 million. 28 receive that same amount, and then finally in 2029 he'll finish out with $12 million salary. So James, did you hear about the news with Deion Primetime, and what are your thoughts about him getting this 5-year, $54 million contract?
I definitely saw it, and the only thing I could think about was one of the greatest rap songs to ever be invented. Sign that dotted line. Also, by the way, Deion's dress is very sassy in this video. Diamond Rolex with gators on my feet every day of the week. My hair is fly, my fingernails too. This man had a perm in his head. Must be the money. I know that is what's being played at Colorado right now. What's funny about OGs is that everything that they hate about YNs is what they were. Deion was a real YN. But kudos to him. I know a lot of people misinterpret a lot of the different things that I say for whatever reasons they are. It's still fuck Deion, but congratulations. It's good money, man. I love it. They are locked in, and they are like proving that they do not give a fuck about winning a championship. They love the idea of winning a championship, and he has more than made them their money. This is why, like, when people bitch about Bronny, they're gonna praise this though, and they're the same thing. Deion had one good year, and he's getting capitalizing off of it, and it wasn't even a great year. It was a good year. And they're paying him not because of what he's produced on the field. They're paying him because of the impact and what he's brought into the university. And I believe that's just as good as anything else. Because at the end of the day, only one team can win a championship. Go get that paper, man. Love it.
He was recently on the Skip Bayless show. Skip has been trying to rebound his career after the Undisputed debacle, but he was on the Skip Bayless show. They're talking about his son, Shedeur Sanders, and the possible destinations he would like. He believes Shedeur would want to go. He believes that he would like Shedeur to go to these places. And James, let us know what you think of this clip.
You know me, I'm going to get to the bottom of it. So I called that team because I tracked it down. I knew who it was. And I called the head coach. And we had a candid conversation. Because we
really good. Good for you.
We were really cool. And he said, Prime, that never happened. He said, matter of fact, it was a great interview. We all walked out of there saying, dang, this kid got it. I said, yeah, but this guy on your staff lied and said it did. So you need to check him. And he did. Shedeur has told me, he's talked to me intently about all the visits he's had with all the teams. So I know where his heart is. I know where he wants to go. If it's New York, it's New York. If it's Tennessee, if it's Cleveland, if it's still the Raiders, if it's New Orleans, if it's any of those teams that are seeking a quarterback, I'm happy with it, man, because I know what he's going to do to the organization. I know what
So James,
we can narrow it down to the two teams. It's either the Giants or the Raiders where that guy said that. You can, you know how sometimes you can listen to somebody say something,
right?
And he said, if it's still the Raiders. Go back, play it one more time. Probably can cut it a little bit, cut it down.
So you need to check him. And he did. Shador's told me, he's talked to me intently about all the visits he's had with all the teams. So I know where his heart is. I know where he wants to go. If it's New York, it's New York. If it's Tennessee, if it's Cleveland, if it's still the Raiders, if it's New Orleans, if it's any of those teams that are seeking a quarterback, I'm happy with it, man, because I know what he's going to do to the organization. I know what he's going to do.
So he said New York. If it's New York, nobody, I'm just going with that. That's a weaker one. But that's still the Raiders. Like, that was like, and you talked, and like, I'm just sitting here, okay, all right. I mean, maybe, like I said, here's the truth, man, because I don't have a dog in the fight. I want that young man to make as much money. I actually like Shedeur, and I think he's got qualities. I don't think he's a first-round quarterback. But yeah, yeah, I think he should just be. I think at this point, he's not doing anything different than what the Mannings did. But I just think that I think Shedeur should be happy at where it's going to be. I heard, man, was it May? No, it wasn't Mayock. Who's the other guy? Who's the big, the draft guys? I can't even think of their names right now. Fuck. I heard one of them, they were on a podcast, they were talking about Shedeur and what he dropped. But like, I don't think it's going to be, it's definitely not going to be the Giants, not in the first round. They just they just picked up Sierra's husband. So they're not going to have Sierra's husband and Jameis and Shedeur. So you can cross them off the list. I don't see the Raiders doing that, as the Raiders have real needs. Unless they can, again, the only way I would see a lot of those teams is if they could figure out how to get him in the second round, which I don't think that would be a bad thing for him. I think everybody's like stressing about being that high of a pick, but man, I'm just going to say it because people going to think I'm hating anyway, but like, he's just not that good. Like, to be like, to have to change the franchise. But I do think if you pick him in a place where it's safe, you can actually bring him along, you can develop him. I personally believe he might actually be a good NFL quarterback. He just needs time. But that's my opinion. So
transitioning into pro days, we got Desmond Watson. Desmond Watson, a University of Florida player, had the scouts awing over his athletic ability for his size. Might I add, he is, and I quote, 6'6" and 464 pounds. So we got some clips for you guys. We're going to roll through it right quick. This is him running his 40 time, and this was a clocked in at 5.93 seconds. So let's take a look at this 40.
yeah, well, most humans are slow. That's why I always tell people, if you run a 5 flat 40, you're one of the fastest mammals, the fastest humans on Earth.
5'9", but is 400 pounds viable?
No. So I don't want to know his 40 time. That does absolutely nothing for me. I want to know his first 10. Like, that's really where, like, what I need to know. I need to save this video for a myriad of other different things. Family reunions, when Auntie Les puts the macaroni and cheese out, when Auntie Les puts the banana pudding out at Thanksgiving, when Auntie Kelly makes the gingerbread cookies, the ginger cookies, like, this is determined look right here, man. Like, Oh. Can I like? Is this a safe space? Freedom to speak candid. That motherfucker getting the most out of his arms, dog. Like I'm not like. Look at the. Can we? Did you slow it down, Jane, or is this the real speed? Because shit, my bad. Shit, my bad. I didn't mean it like that. It came out the wrong way. But like when you look at his arms, the elbows are going back. He's getting full range of motion, cheek to cheek. He is really, really driving. Now, what he can't do, what he's not doing, he's not getting a lot of hip flexibility, so he's not getting that knee up. But that when you're 464 pounds, the knee ain't going but so high. But watch this arm right here. Violent. All the way up. Boom, 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 boom. Like he is. And like he's a massive human being. But he ironically looks very svelte here. I know one thing. Once that bitch gets going one way, that motherfucker ain't going. We got to change. We have it now. The time that he ran in the would be the slowest 40 time in NFL history. That's not James Coleman trolling. That is what those people put out there. Okay? Don't come at me. Come at him. I want to see the 10-yard split because I believe he was moving for 10 yards, and I just think inertia and gravity slowed him down a little bit. Like, it'd be crazy because you think you moving really, really fast, and to everybody else, you moving slow. Oh, that's crazy with Jason Hayes. But Joe Charlie Murray at 10 edge. The things is thinging now. Yeah, the fat one that we were talking about, he got bigger.
Yeah, that's what
like, all right. Before I get into the actual play, it's almost impossible to gain weight during the season. Like you're supposed to get smaller. Like you come in heavier knowing that you're going to lose weight as the season goes. Like I don't know what they were doing during his nutritional process. You're at the combine. Like granted he is not going to lose 100 points, but in combine training, you are supposed to be eating really, really good. You're supposed to be lifting, working out. That is all like you are supposed to step on the scale and have the sexiest I have ever looked in my life. Outside of when I was 18 years old is when I got done with my combine training. There is a picture on me at the beach. Like it looked like I was throwing up the hooks. I was not doing that on Mega Sci-Fi Brothers. Y'all did that. But you could see the fucking abs. Ooh, wee. I was looking good. My hair, my dreads was just little worms. I had just got like the little twist. Man, chest was chesting. I go back and look at that picture like, man, I'd have my baby too. But this motherfucker right here, yo, Uber Eats Platinum member. That's wild. He is a I don't even know what you could bull stomach gator. Like I don't know what, like that man, the bulldozer gator. Like, but I like, do we have the video of him jumping? Oh, yeah, this is a thrill right here. Like, all right, so pause real quick. This is a serious moment. It's a very serious moment. I would not have been mad if people would have fell and acted like when he landed. But 464 pounds, for him to be able to get up as high as he get, this motherfucker is powerful as shit. Watch this. He's violent. And what's impressive is, see, I can still jump. I'm not afraid of jumping. I'm afraid of coming down. And he still got some tread on them tires. Like you would think his shock absorbers are gone. We got a little crack. That thing jiggled. Wow, that's a big boy. That's impressive, though. That right there is impressive. I'm impressed by that. He also did like 30 something reps on the bench press.
He did 36 reps on the bench press. That would have been the most at the combine this year. 3 more than the grand total for this
Do
year.
you have him doing football related drills though?
No, that was the only clips.
I think it was on my page. On my Twitter page. And boy, when I tell you, they should have like they could have left that out there. He doesn't look. It's not. It's like sometimes it's not like the most appealing thing that like somebody could have done for him. Damn, when did I reach? Oh shit, maybe it was in somebody's group. Well, anyway, he was doing it, and when I tell you, he is slow. He don't redirect very fast.
Yeah, we're gonna move from the big boy Desmond Watson. I don't know. His 40 times still look faster than Restrepo's, but that might be me.
He could definitely catch Restrepo.
But we're gonna move on to Jacksonville born. We're gonna claim him. Ashton Jeanty, he had his pro day as well. So we're gonna take some looks at these clips from Boise State's pro day.
The Twitter comment that somebody that I shared on this had like sent me over the top. You know who I want the Jags to get at 5? That's a relative drill. I like that drill. Yes. This is the exact opposite of what the other dude should have done. Thank God we don't have a picture with his titties out. Oh, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. No man. Like if I look like this, I would never. Yeah, like why? Like I would just like if I went into his closet. Why the fuck are we wearing shirts?
Right. Waste of money.
I'm not just talking about t-shirts. I'm talking about dress shirts. You wear a suit with your chest out, son. What if I get drafted by New York? You wear a suit with your chest out, son. The cold can't penetrate. That motherfucker got abs on top of abs. Yeah. This man is like if his 23 and me or whatever they do, like is all West African. Like that tweet said they'd have gave you. They said they would have traded you every slave in Mississippi for this one right here. Like man, oh man, jeez. It wasn't the give us free. Are we looking at here, man? Like yo. Nah, man, this is some Greg Jones type shit here, brother. Like,
what's that craving?
Like, this man look like shoot, bro. Like, that's crazy to look like that.
One of your most exciting whites, Cam Scatterbo, he ran at a private practice at ASU's practice field today. There was no official time, but somebody said it looks to be around the 4.5 range. This has a lot of speculation on it, James. I know you got a good eye for 40s, so want to see what you think. If it's in that range, if that range is wrong, but
holy shit,
let's
this
see.
bitch is from the bleachers. All right.
Get out. Ooh, that's a great start. That's a great start. That's a great start. Get the fuck out. Run.
That lag makes it difficult, but like he got out of the blocks, though. I'll give you that. It's hard for me to gauge this because he's just one of them hard-working looking people. So like everything this motherfucker do just might look. He takes a lot of steps. Very fast with his arms. What's Skeeter Boo's stats? Like, is he over 6 foot?
No, he's definitely like 5'10" for sure. 5'11", yeah, 5'11".
He's 5'11".
Mm-hmm.
5'11", what? Two what?
Pulling up his draft results right now. Just waiting on it to load. Oh dang! Wow, I was wrong.
All right, what is he? Oh, yeah, he's a short. He's a short strider. Go back to that. Slow it down to the one below 50%. I want to see something because a lot of people like to throw these numbers around. But like when you're these stats, it's not that he's not explosive. I believe he's explosive. It's just there's some things that are just hard to believe. Boom. Okay. Good arm drive. I'm gonna tell you when I want you to pause it. All right, pause it. Give me one more click. All right, now I'm trying to get that top, get a stride. Right there. Okay, well that's not bad. He's got the knee drop. He's got the dorsiflexion in the foot. He's got the arm there. It looks like he's running above the surface. Push it one more time. All right, but then go back just a little bit. Go for it. Yeah, but it's not consistent too. That's kind of weird. He's running like he's got like his left leg goes higher than what his right leg goes. I think it was 9. I think 19 is what you want. Oh yeah, so I think 19 is like what a good stride length is. That was that's an estimate. Like that doesn't mean you do that because like if you think about it like this, you want to cover 10 yards in 5 to 6. So after that. Well, I mean, it's tough. Like it is very tough to do that. But that's like it's not a. Yeah, I was right. 19 to 20. God damn, boy, I gotta get back in this shit, dog. Like some of this shit is still fresh. I'm telling you, it's not about how good you are. Sometimes it's about cheating the test.
Right.
Like we use this to measure if you're good, and it has absolutely nothing to fucking do with football. Unfortunately, these measurables are what people actually like come out here and do, and that's why you have to use them. Perfect example. Short shuttle. 5.83. 5.83. If you do 5.83, you're going to run 4.2 or better.
What?
Like 5 steps to the right, 8 steps across, 3 steps. I had it down so much that if I didn't get it, I'll just pull up. If you missed the number, you rep, boom, 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 boom. I could get you right for the combine or for whatever pro day that you want to do. Like 19 steps. And then people are like, well, how would you do? You might overstride, you might do this, blah, blah, blah. The goal isn't fuck the 40, take the test. You want to know how to you want to know how I had a 40-inch vertical? I do not have a 40-inch vertical. More than likely, my vertical is 34 to 35 inches. But in the combine, here's what they make you do. I have crazy long arms. So they make you do this. And instead of putting you up against the little machine, I mean, it's a tape measure when it gets your arm length. Instead of just taking that and then subtracting it, they make you walk through the vertical tester. And what happens is I have very broad shoulders. So if you see what I'm doing here, this is what I do. This is me. This is what you're supposed to do. But I got thick shoulders and strong traps. And so I'm here, and what they're going to do is they're going to try to push here to make it go straight, and it can't go straight. So boom, here. You don't even know how much of a difference that is. It makes me look more explosive. Cheat the fucking test. They stupid enough to believe that shit instead of watching film. Give them what they tell. It was a great song that came out in the mid 2000s called "Tell Them What They Want to Hear." You just tell them what they want to hear. That's it. And they tell them to go watch the fucking film. But if you get 5 to 6 steps in that 10, that's gonna give you a crazy amount of momentum. If you can get them knees up and drive them arms, all you're gonna do is stride there. You have to get top speed. That does not mean you're gonna run a good 100. Because actually, that's what people say. You got to run track to get faster in football. No, you don't. No, you don't. It's 2 different fucking events, bro. It is 2 fucking different events. In fact, I'd argue if you run a 4.3 and a 40, you are going to run a slower 100 because you reach top speed entirely too fast. You want to reach top speed around 60 meters because then you're going to hold it for that next 40. So, like, once you hit top speed, it's called top speed for a reason. You're decelerating. Like, you want to limit the deceleration as long as possible. It is impossible to not decelerate once you reach top speed. The 100-meter dash, the 200-meter, while we look at it as sprints, those are events. That is a sport. Much like trying to run a route tree and catch passes, that is the exact same thing. It's like it is a skill. One of my son's godfathers, a guy named Gordon McKenzie, he ran sub 10, and he'll tell you that shit. That shit is not for the faint of heart. And he'll also tell you, I am not a fucking football player. You put a fucking football player on that track, and I'm gonna eat his lunch. I'm gonna take his lunch money. But you put me on the fucking football field, it ain't gonna. You ever seen a Chihuahua fight a pit bull? Me neither. But it ain't gonna be pretty. My bad. Sorry, I got into the teaching and shit, like flashbacks.
So we're going to cap off our college segment talking and recapping the March Madness Week 16 men's games that occurred last night. Alabama broke a NCAA record. They made 25 three-pointers, and they set this new NCAA record against BYU, getting the most threes in a tournament game with 25 of them. They were going off last night. So to finish off our college segment, going to recap the scores from last night. Florida beat Maryland by 16 points. Derek Queen had 27, though. He was balling. Arizona was close to Duke, but not close enough. It was 100-93. Cooper Flagg, some would say he is the college player of the year. Dropped 30 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists with only 1 turnover. And Caleb Love, the fifth-year senior, if I'm not mistaken, had 35. BYU beat the brakes off of Alabama, a 25-point win. Mark Sears went off for Bama, 34 points, 8 assists, 3 steals. And Texas Tech came back. They were down 16 points in the second half, and they came back and beat John Calipari's Arkansas team 83-85. So these teams are going to the Elite Eight, and we got some more games tonight.
Did you see how Arizona lost? You hear me?
They were yes, like I was watching the game, yeah, but I feel like the score was way more closer than what it should have been. Like that wasn't really telling of it. But what particularly were you talking about?
That you know how everybody bashes LeBron for passing the ball in clutch situations and not making the right basketball play. It's ironic how everybody understands what the right basketball play is when it's not LeBron. Their best player drove, like everybody said, fuck that. You gonna pass this bitch, what you're not gonna do is score. And they collapsed on him. And he missed it. Then it was people, that Miles, you see that video right there? That thing with the blue bags?
Yeah.
That's the video with the fat boy doing the drills real slow.
Oh,
yeah, that's the but nah, it was crazy to see that though, Jaden, because I'd be like, man, people be picking and choosing when they want to say shit. So
yeah, for sure. And we got these games tonight: Ole Miss versus Michigan State, Tom Izzo's team. We got Kentucky and Tennessee, SEC matchup right there. Then you got Michigan and Auburn facing off. Then you have Purdue and Houston. I cannot be staying up to watch these games, man. 10 o'clock when the game starts, that's entirely too late on the East Coast. I'd be wanting to sleep by halftime. But that concludes our March Madness recap for these weeks.
Did you see Scotty's son is transferring from Michigan?
Yeah, Scotty's son is transferring. North Carolina point guard Elliot Cadeau is transferring as well. A lot of people have put their names into the transfer portal.
Well, I don't understand why they be doing this while they still playing. But shit's wild.
Definitely wild indeed. So we're going to transition to our NFL segment. And we got some nice factual information / pictures for you all that we're going to get right into. So first things first, these are the new draft caps for this year's 2025 NFL draft. So the draft picks will receive their respective team's hats when they cross that stage, when they shake Roger Goodell's hand, and they each have a franchise-specific pin on every cap. So we're going to see the Jaguars in particular, but we're going to run through some of them as well. So take some notice right here. Dolphins have a palm tree. The Eagles have that Liberty Bell. I don't know why the Commanders have a pig.
They have they used to have, well, I don't know if they still do it, but they had some fans that used to dress up as pigs. And again, we talk about the YNs, but we don't ever talk about the OGs. They used to dress up as pigs in dresses.
Yeah. Anyway, we can move on from that. The Giants have the little subway car right there for you. Then you can see the Vikings have the Vikings helmet.
It's like a Super Bowl.
Oh,
the Patriots just had a Super Bowl thing.
Yeah. Baltimore got the crabs. Hopefully nobody on that team catches those. Anyways, we got the Jaguars right here, and we got a nice bridge. I think this is
Main Street Bridge.
Yeah, the Main Street Bridge. So I don't know what if you had to replace the pin, James, with something else that's commemorative of our city, what would it be?
The crab tray, honey dripper. Yeah, a chopper. I'm trying to think what else is Jacksonville just known for.
A baby mama.
Definitely, yeah.
I really don't know what we could have on there. Is that sad? I can't think of anything.
Jacksonville isn't, again, we're not necessarily known for anything.
Right.
Like, but it's the city of bridge. 7 bridges is the big thing. So, like, there is 7 bridges here, and that is one of the things. But again, like, you come here to get best crab balls. Get a good crab tray. I don't know if you could put the whoop on there. Like, everybody knows about the whoop. There's no way to say Duval on that. I don't know. But yes. San Francisco, that's what San Francisco has?
Yeah, it looks like Yeah, I don't even know what that is, if I'm being honest. It looks like a horn, or it looks like a oil rig or something.
I think it's San Francisco. I think of the guy eating a banana with a spoon. So like, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, so
now we're gonna get into some of
foghorn is what they're saying.
Yeah, chat. Make sure to let us know what the foghorn is in the chat while we look up, while we talk about this next topic. So obviously the NFL is trying to expand into Europe, into Canada. So we got an infographic right here for you guys. These are the top jersey sales by team per Canadian province. So we're going to start this from left to right. So you see where let me zoom in for you guys right here. So you got Yukon with the Buffalo Bills. And then in the Northwest Territories, you have the Kansas City Chiefs. And then in Nunavut, you have the New England Patriots. Starting off on the British Columbia on the west side. Again, going back to the left, obviously the Seattle Seahawks, since it's in close proximity. And then Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba are all repping the Eagles. Ontario is home to the Buffalo Bills, their jerseys as well. And Quebec is obviously with Buffalo as well. And then Newfoundland and Labrador are Eagles fans as well as New Brunswick are Eagles fans as well. Nova Scotia. And then lastly, the Prince Edward Island loves their Buffalo Bills. So thought this was a great infographic just to see how many favorite teams to see what favorite teams these Canadian citizens love to watch.
Toronto is basically Buffalo. So
yeah.
So I get that. No love for the South, I guess.
No love. Speaking of no love for the South, James, I'm glad that you mentioned that. So the NFL has banned Young Thug's wipe your nose /slat celebration. It's now a 15-yard penalty for a, quote, violent gesture, unquote. James, what do you think of them banning this gesture in particular?
I don't give a fuck in professional sports. Like, those are grown ass men. Like, why are we trying to pretend about sportsmanship in a game like where people are paid? And I don't know the proper. Like, can we find out what this slack was? This is slack, right? And like, what exactly does Islam? What exactly does it mean? I'm not. I don't know what it really means. I've never done it, so like, I've seen my son do it. Bryson does it.
Yeah.
I don't want, and Miles typed it in. Jay, you gotta type it in. I don't want the Young Thug's lawyer giving me like his thing of it, because this is the motherfucker that put, well, yeah, like Doug stands for truly humble. I said truly humble under God. I said, yo, you're good. You are going to earn this bread, brother. But like, that is not what thug means. I don't give a fuck who. Nobody who calls themselves a thug means truly humble under God. But like, what is you a YN, Jaden? What does it mean?
Well, slime, it don't really have it's not really an acronym. It's just like your homeboy, your slime. But are you talking about slat?
Well, slat, whatever the fuck that shit is. That means what is wiping your nose? What does wiping your nose mean?
Well, this is the hard thing. Well, Young Thug made it so casual, you know, in the music videos and everything. But obviously, you know, wiping your nose, wiping somebody off at the end of the day. But slap means slime love all the time. So that's kind of the continuation of that. But yeah, it just transcended into, you know, something him and YSL were doing, and they just made it more casual. So a lot of his fans started doing it. You know, we did it in high school, stuff like that. So it got bigger than rap, I should say.
I love when white people explain to us black culture, not you per se, but I'm just saying Pro Football Talk notes, because who knows the game better than Pro Football Talk, right? The nose wipe is a gang sign associated with the Bloods, used to indicate someone is untrustworthy.
It's like kissing someone on the cheek in mafia terms. Like, come on, the kiss of death. Is that it?
But I like what Jaden said, like, wiping out an op. I'm still trying to figure out why this just needs to be a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, well, it's protecting. Just to play devil's advocate, protecting the brand for the children, I guess, as far as selling.
Yeah, I get it. Yes, because the brand that has butt-ass naked women drinking beer, like making every man's fantasy, like the brand that shows gambling, alcohol, violence. You know what? We're going to stop the players from doing that, even though we're going to have 5-minute commercials every 5 minutes that literally talk about sex, drugs, and alcohol. You know what? We don't. It's the crazy. We worry about the wrong shit. God, what about the children? We must protect the children from wiping their nose. like, yo, the fuck are we doing, man? Like, what I want to protect the kids from is wearing the damn leather skirts that Deebo Samuels was wearing. Well, those are the GPS systems. That's the catapult. There's a little device that's in there. That's what holds the catapult in. You could. I am with you on that, but like they don't have to wear a sports bra. I actually call it a sports bra when our guys work out in them. Like, go get your sports bras and make sure you put your little vibrator thing in there, like with the GPS. Like, man, no. You understand? We don't want our kids swiping their nose, but you know what? Let's lower the rifle age to 18 again in the state of Florida. We don't want our kids being violent, but yeah. Thoughts and prayers. That's what we're gonna give you. Like, why can't we just thoughts and prayers ourselves in the NFL? All I'm saying is, like, some of the shit that we be worried about is the wrong shit. Like, okay, man, this is wild. What up, Arch?
All right, we gotta get through this NFL segment. Got let's see, 3 more videos to talk about before we move on to our big games BS segment. But this is a quick laugh, right quick. Somebody said this is what the Giants quarterback room is going to look like, and man, whoever made this edit is hilarious. So sit back and enjoy the Giants' new quarterback room.
You ever done anything dangerous?
Jeez. String beans. String beans are green beans that look like strings.
I've done something like that too.
Yeah, I think that just helped us learn each other.
Listen, one time. Never mind. That's too dangerous.
Diarrhea poop.
Yes.
That's our little secret.
You want to split this Subway sandwich? Not really, honestly.
That's a confusing question. It's spicy.
Unlimited diarrhea.
I guess to each his own.
That was a good edit.
That was hilarious. That
DeVito,
was hilarious.
Jaden didn't even realize he's seen DeVito in real life.
Oh, really?
He was at the Steinbrenner event. They had to like tell them who he was.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember seeing his agent, the guy with the fedora at the Radio Row. I remember seeing him.
Yeah, it's just really, he's just not. Honest to God's truth, the only reason I knew who he was is because I remember having to watch Giants games.
Yeah. So we gotta stay in this conversation of quarterbacks. One of our favorite commentators of the game, Mina Kimes. She was talking about Aaron Rodgers and him possibly going to the Steelers and how the Steelers pretty much shot themselves in the foot waiting this long to get that number one quarterback, if you will. Right now, they have two quarterbacks on the roster, and it looks like if they were to start one of them, that would be Mason Rudolph. Don't remember who that is. That's who Myles Garrett had to bludgeon with the helmet for allegedly calling him the N-word. So we got Mina talking about the Steelers. I think this was a great video. She hit on all the points. So just want to hear your opinion on this, James.
To see them do other things earlier. Let's start here. I don't really understand their decision-making process in all of this. They are backed into a corner with Aaron Rodgers. The only other option really who's out there, in my mind, would be trading for Kirk Cousins, but I would be uncomfortable doing that based on what we saw at the end of last season. Maybe you feel better about his ability to get under center, run play action, which would make sense with Arthur Smith as their offensive coordinator, but they're really not operating from any position of strength in terms of their options. And again, I ask, why were they not on the phone with the Seahawks about Geno Smith if all it took was a third rounder? Why were they not talking to Sam Darnold, who really signed quite an affordable contract in Seattle? It's odd to me that they're at this point having clearly either decided to move on from Wilson and Fields or misjudge the market for one of them or both of them, where they don't have many options left, especially because this is a good football team. This is not a rebuilding team. They were in the playoffs last year. Well, I would have liked.
Mina, you've gone and said the quiet things out loud before. And Mina is Mina is a woman that, is secure in herself, and she's a shooter, and shooters shoot. Mina, go ahead and say they're trying to get Mike fired. Like, go ahead and say the truth. Say what you want to say. What we all want to say. That nobody listens to this platform like that. I need you to say it for me. Like, be bold. You're something. I'm assuming she's Asian.
Yeah, she had the South Korean flag in the back.
Yeah, man, girl, you got the Koreans. Is crazy. Like, they already calling you a DEI hire, so it doesn't fucking matter. Say some shit that's out. You've been saying outrageous shit. Say more outrageous shit. I'll back you up. Be Bomani. Well, I think that might be why a lot of them are afraid. Because Bomani was on that trajectory.
Yeah, that's true.
And then I had a conversation yesterday, and I love when I'm not crazy. Them motherfuckers don't be talking because you gonna straighten up and fly right. Stephen A. Sassy Smith is doing what the fuck he needs to do because the stakeholders have told him to do it. Them cats who don't do what they're supposed to do, don't straighten up and fly right, get relegated to like shit. You don't even have to be in trouble. You can just be defending somebody. You can get your ass Mike Smith. Y'all remember who that was? The dude who used to be with Jamel Hill. He didn't do anything besides defend Jamel.
Right. And he was like the poster child of black guys. He's like one of the good guys.
Yeah, he was corny.
Yeah.
And he spoke well. Like, he did all the shit that you wanted him to do, but then he defended Jamel and they sent his ass to the peacock. Hey, you don't see shit about Mike Smith no more. They had a whole dating show where people thought they was clapping each other's cheeks. Probably were.
Had a show for the Six or something like that. They had a show that was super popular.
And then Jamel started wilding, and then they been don't do that. We're going to boycott. Watch everything that you say.
So bad, I don't mind.
I don't really.
Trump a little earlier. That's the problem.
Yeah. I don't like, to be honest with you, this just wasn't good. Like, Jamel just started doing too much of that. Like, you're a sports reporter. I'm not saying you can't comment on other shit, but you got to comment on sports more than you comment on other shit. Right. Like, but anyways, my bad. But Mina, you need to go ahead and say the quiet things out loud, Mina. That's all I'm saying.
So we got this video of Michael Johnson describing what would really happen with the Noah Lyles and Tyreek Hill race. If you don't know who Michael Johnson is, he's a 4-time Olympic gold medalist 8 world championships in gold medals and multiple world records. So this is him giving his thoughts on why Noah Lyles would destroy Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill, go at the fastest man on planet Earth and say, I can get you. What do you think, Michael Johnson?
I think we're at a point, Rich, now where, let's go back to Tyson and Paul, right? That fight,
Wow, that's your analogy?
The thing is, so think about it, right? Okay. They tried and failed to make that some sort of, compelling competition, right? And then as soon as it started, you're like, no. This is ridiculous.
Tyreek's not pushing 60, Michael. You know what I mean? Like,
no, but Tyreek, look, man, let me tell you, if it's a track meet, 100 meters, that's not a race. Tyreek can't beat the 20th, 30th ranked 100-meter runner in the world. These are no more so than a track athlete who's fast can't go over and play receiver and run routes like Tyreek and score touchdowns. It just doesn't happen. Now, if you create some sort of special exhibition where you can even it out a little bit, because Tyreek is quick. If it's about quickness, then it might be compelling. But this is just, come on, Rich, we all know this is just entertainment, man. It's just entertainment. This is not real sport.
Fast is fast. Either you're fast or you're not fast,
That
right?
is true.
Like,
that
that's
is
the way
true. But just like, you're fast or you're fast, but that doesn't mean that you can be a world-class sprinter. Sprinting is different than just being fast. There's a whole lot that's happening in that race to actually run fast and get your fastest time and beat other people. You still got to race other people. How many times has Tyreek raced? Anyone?
Lyles beats Tyreek by how much?
Over 100?
Yeah.
10 meters.
10 meters.
I'm going to say 10. 10 meters. He's the fastest man in the world.
I'm aware of that.
Yeah. Tyreek is not one of the fastest people in the world. He's one of the fastest football players, but he's not one of the fastest people in the world.
Do you agree with those sentiments? I know you touched on it a little bit earlier, James, about the difference between that track speed, if you will, and that football quickness like Johnson was referring to. So what are your thoughts on Johnson's thoughts?
I think he told the truth, and like people don't want to. Everybody wants to have the argument about who's the best athletes, and none of it is like true. And I think sometimes the bravado and the machismo that comes with football is going to put you in situations where you're going to get your fucking feelings hurt. Like what he should do is say, race me in the 40. Tyreek has a chance. The further you go, the less Tyreek has a chance to win. 60 meters may be up for grabs. But you're talking about, again, a guy who races individual, like you've never, like even with the 40 with football players, you run that individually. There's no competitive aspect in it because you don't race other people. I actually wish they would do that. I bet you'll find a lot of people faster than what you thought they were. If you line up like 4 or 5 guys in a 40, and we have the technology, they do it in track all the time. See who crosses the finish line, and you'll be able to see the 40 times. But like, I think it's like to challenge somebody in their sport and think you're going to win. You gotta be a bad motherfucker, like especially the best in their sport. Like you're not talking about just a guy, you're talking about the best. Noah, y'all just again, listen, dog. We are in a fluid society. Y'all gonna stop trying these sassy boys, these sassy salamanders, and thinking they pie. You're gonna get beat up by a dude who paints his nails. And we're gonna all laugh at you for getting beat up by a fairy. You're gonna get your ass dusted. And we're gonna all talk about you. You're gonna do it in front of your kids. What Dame Dash said in the Breakfast Club? In front of your sons. That's how it's gonna happen for you.
Yep. Now we're going to transition into our Big Games BS segment. So today we're doing something different, starting with baseball. Opening night for the MLB was yesterday. Although we're not going to get into some of the stats, we're going to get into the kicks. Man, a lot of people missed out on this raffle, but Mookie Betts was stunting on them. They played the Detroit Tigers, and he is playing in the, quote, brick by brick, shout out to Snowfall, Nigel Sylvester Air Jordan 4 baseball cleats. James, 1 to 10, rank these cleats right here.
They fire. They fire. They fire. You gotta leave it to the DEI guys to spice up a sport. Like, and he got the red gloves. Like, he clean, bro. He clean.
For sure. For sure. Next, staying in the baseball world, the Texas Rangers have been doing their thing with not their roster, their food menu. So they revealed their upcoming food items for this season. And James, I definitely did get hungry watching this video. So let me know if this is BS or busting food spread by the Texas Rangers.
Okay. Well, that's a toilet. Wow.
Wait a minute.
Lobster nachos. All right, here we go. Give me the why we got to get that's the Chicago, like, for whatever reason, like Chicago people be putting pickles on their glizzies.
Yeah.
They do a lot of weird shit other places. I'm with the burritos.
It's so much, you're just gonna poop forever.
Yeah. Bacon? Oh, that's bacon?
Bacon on a stick. I mean, just
Yeah.
the bacon.
Yeah, I don't need the stick. Is that it's supposed to be a lobster roll? Yeah, I don't really eat lobster like that. Cajun nachos, crazy, whatever. Triple play hot dog. Yeah, I like the wings. I gotta have if I get the broomstick burrito, I gotta be in a suite. I gotta be able to take a good dump.
You're gonna be looking like RG3 in the croissant.
All right, pause it right here. Pause it right. Oh, that's lobster, man. Yeah, I just don't get. I like lobsters sometimes, but I just don't get them. I think lobster is expensive now because people just want to eat lobster because it's expensive. You don't really like lobster. You're just flexing. Where is the Americana in all of this? I go back a little bit because what's the thing before the glizzies? Yeah, that's a Chicago style dog with the peppers and the things like that. All right. What is a golden punch? Is that crazy drunken? Okay.
I assume it's drunken noodles.
This would be so.
Oh yeah, it's drunken noodles because there's chopsticks right there, so that makes sense.
Why can't they just be American? It's Texas. It's a lot of un-American shit in there. Like, take me out to the ball game. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever come back. Get you a good old dog, and that's what you should be getting. That's what you vote. That's what we got going on here. Get you some plain, non-seasoned shit out there. We don't want all that ethnic and no. Yeah, you booting them out. Get them over that border.
Don't keep their food.
No, yeah, you get rid of everything. You don't get to keep the damn tacos and enchiladas. And then, as bad as y'all were, the Asians gave us the vid, but you want the golden noodles and the pouches. Send them back. That's what I want to send them back. The only thing on there that they should have is the damn hot dogs. The good glizzy. You know, there's a place. There's like a glizzy. I forgot where I saw it. There's a glizzy place. Like in Atlanta, that's what it is. It's like you can get a glizzy and some wings. You can get like they got a thing called one of the menu items is a glizzy gobbler.
Of course.
It's just wild. The fact that they call it a glizzy. Something else random that just who would have thought that you would live long enough to see the word goon have a different meaning?
Right.
I learned this from my son, what gooning is. And I don't know if I want him to know what gooning is.
Yeah.
Like, that's wild. They call each other's gooners or you're a goon. And I thought that meant something completely different in my day. All right, man. What's my bad, JD? We went off the topic, but now I want a hot dog, man.
So we're gonna do a little quick recap of the LeBron and Stephen A debacle going on right now. LeBron, like we mentioned at the beginning of the show, went on Pat McAfee's podcast to air out some of the tea he's been holding back for 22 years. So this is the main piece of segment that we wanted to touch on, him talking about Stephen A. Smith. He name dropped other people like Brian Windhorst, how Giannis would drop 250 points in the 70s. I got to agree with them on that one. And this is the main point of emphasis we want to talk about today. This is LeBron's thoughts on Stephen A. Smith's quote unquote Taylor Swift tour.
Yep. Which leads obviously to you and Stephen A. Hey, legit, that feels like a moment that had been brewing for a long time.
He's like on a Taylor Swift tour run right now.
Oh yeah, we're watching it. Yep. We're all seeing it.
Oh yeah,
you're seeing it as well.
He literally, it started off with, I didn't want to address it.
Yeah, sure.
I didn't want to address it. I wasn't going to address it, but since the video came out, I feel the need to address it.
You would be not to talk about it.
Are you kidding me? If there's one person that couldn't wait to the video to drop so you can address it, it's your ass. Like, seriously, and like another, he completely like missed the whole point. The whole point. Never would I ever not allow people to talk about the sport, criticize players about what they do on the court. That is your job, to criticize or to, be in a position where, okay, if a guy's not performing, that is all part of the game. That's all part of the game. But when you take it and you get personal with it, it's my job to not only protect my damn household, but protect the players, and I think a lot of the media, including him, and I know he's gonna be happy as hell. He's gonna be smiling from ear to ear when he hears me talking about him again. Oh my God, he's gonna get home and grab some ice cream out of the fucking freezer and sit in his chair and his tidy whities on the couch.
I hope at some point you two do get a chance. But you're right.
Dude, like relax, bro. Like relax.
Relax,
right.
bro. Relax.
He was right. He was so right. Because didn't Stephen A. Smith didn't he go on his supposed ether?
We got a video clip of Stephen A. Smith responding to LeBron James after his appearance on the McAfee show.
I didn't think that Pat McAfee disrespected me or did me wrong in any way. He did his job, and I got no problems with it. My issue is with LeBron James. And I just want to say for the record, LeBron James is full of it. And in this particular instance, as it pertains to his son, he is a liar. And he went on national television today and he lied again. I didn't think that Pat McAfee disrespected.
What did he lie about? Exactly. I'm confused. But he said, so his problem, what did he say about LeBron James?
He's a liar.
No, I'm saying, but he said his issue was with LeBron James. He said it's always been his issue, right? Do you remember what he said the first go round? I have no problem with LeBron James. What happens is sometimes when you get paid a lot, like he's been getting paid, and he's rightfully so, you talk so much that you forget what you say. And I think that's where he's really gone down. he's in his feels right now. And part of the conversation, I had a conversation with a guy, and I won't say his name, but I commented on his Facebook page yesterday. Big time, like been in the media game for years. Absolutely love him. He's in the Philly area. And he talks about because he knows both of them personally. And I made a comment. I said, with all due respect, Stephen A. Smith literally was wrong when he appealed to him as a father. That's really where this came from. And LeBron said, keep it to basketball, but you appealed to me as a father saying I'm not doing. And then when everything is starting to go right, you've literally been kind of quiet. And if you realize this, and before I get into what was said to me, Stephen A. Smith has not focused on the fact that Bronny is playing incredibly good basketball right now, because that would be him having to talk about how fucking wrong he was. But what he's instead doing is to shift the focus and move the goalposts to talk about a personal beef when there's a lot of, what's going on in the NBA? And this goes back to what Gilbert Arenas actually said. You could be talking about other stuff, but you choose to talk about LeBron. Did you know that the Rockets have won 10 out of their last 11 games? It's impressive. The Celtics have won 7 games in a row. The Celtics they're not defending. Are they defending?
Yeah.
The defending champions are getting hot toward right now when you need to. Damian Lillard got hurt what are the ramifications? Right, but I'm just saying he's hurt. I didn't even know Kawhi Leonard was still playing, but the Clippers are making a push in the West. The Pistons have turned it around and are looking really, really good right now. There are numerous players in the Defensive Player of the Year race that are going after this. And the Sixers stink. But instead, you want to talk about a back and forth in a verbal jousting with the guy because you lack the ability to talk about anything else. You have jumped the shark. You are becoming Skip Bayless, which is part of the reason why you and Skip Bayless are getting back together to try to get that old flame back. Actually, you want to talk about personal and backstabbing? Let's talk about this. Didn't Shannon Sharp leave Skip Bayless? But didn't Shannon leave Skip because of disrespect? And he came to you because you're a friend. For you to go to Skip Bayless, that looks like backstabbing to me. The person who's backstab you is your fucking barber. But you're making Nick Wright look right. That's where it gets bad. And what happened is years ago when Stephen A. Smith and them started doing a lot of the shit that they were doing with LeBron, because at every aspect of at every juncture in his career, you have tried to come at him. Hold on. No, I'll get to that in a second. You've tried to tear this man down and belittle his stuff because of the Michael Jordan thing. And it's the cheapest barbershop argument ever. And that's really where sports media has gotten. It's to talk just barbershop shit, not even talk, because the crazy part is that there's tons of stats that just are really coming out now because people just wouldn't leave well enough alone of Michael Jordan doing the exact same shit that LeBron did, defending himself in the media. I want you guys as a homework assignment to look up, because defensive MVPs mean so much. Defensive game. The game was way more defensive in the 90s. And right, okay. I want you to go look up the 1992 All-Star game. Like All-Star, because again, All-Star game used to mean something. Go look up the 1992 All-Star game, because the players today quit, right? It doesn't mean anything. 1992 All-Star game. I'll give you a hint. Also look up the largest blowout in NBA All-Star history. And go look at who was on the East at that time. And look at how many of those guys are all known to be defensive players. and realize they got their asses whooped. But those are things that nobody really goes back and looks at. Because we have a revisionist history, and Stephen A. Smith is a loudmouth motherfucker. Because, again, here's my thing. And, all right, I'm going to you, RJ. I love you to death. You're like a little brother. Stephen A. Smith is a fucking liar. A consistent liar. He is a man that reached to the lowest point to try to win an argument by straight up lying and saying that LeBron James, that's why LeBron James doesn't have any real friends. He didn't go to Kobe Bryant's funeral when there is fucking visual evidence of him going to the funeral. And he said, well, I apologize. I came back and I corrected it on the second part of my show. The problem with your show is the ESPN, the way they structure the shows is it's 4 1-hour shows. It's the same fucking show over and over again. And so now you're taking that take, you put it into the fucking universe. And you speak incredibly intelligent, but you're like a lot of lawyers. Lawyers are intelligent liars. That's why they win, the ones that win. And anybody with, like, so you lied there. You lied when you said you had no problems with LeBron, but then when LeBron said something, now you always had a problem with LeBron. When the fact is, LeBron, once you started shitting on LeBron, LeBron stopped fucking talking to you, and you a bitch. You're acting like a scorned lover and not the professional GOAT that you are, and that's disappointing. You're trying to create a Drake and Kendrick moment when you ain't any of that. You are a millionaire and very polished and very well going. But here's the truth. RJ, you said he's going to retire. We won't talk about him. You know why that's a fucking lie? Because LeBron will always be talked about, just like Jordan is still talked about, because LeBron is a fucking great. He's not a billionaire on accident. He's not one of the highest paid NBA players on accident. He's still scoring the way he scored when he was a rookie. That's not on fucking accident. The man is really good. And you said you would. This is what he's done. Did anybody pay attention to after he approached him? Remember the uniform? Remember the outfit he put on? Anybody remember what that looked like? He put on the Nino Brown from New Jack City outfit.
That man put his hands on me, I would have immediately swung on him.
If you believe that, I'll sell you a Jacksonville bridge.
I mean, from the macro, Stephen A., to me, he took over a sports news 3 weeks during March Madness.
Wait a minute.
All this.
Did he win?
Yes.
Or did the person who he's talking about win? Because this is because again, there's only been one time in history that this has been done, and you know who did it without Stephen A. Smith? LeBron. The decision.
What are you saying?
LeBron. The only reason he's taken over the sports world is because of who he's talking about.
But he's supposed to. LeBron's supposed to. Stephen A.
is supposed to
win this sports week. You know, LeBron actually just the other night had a half-court shot over him to win the game. He's supposed to be the most talked about topic in this sports league.
But he's not talking about just LeBron. He's talking about his beef with LeBron. And that's the story. But you can't have a beef without having a giant.
Yeah.
And the crazy part is, no, the only person who wins is ESPN, because that's who's telling him to talk about it. Stephen A. Smith's personal wealth will not benefit from this in the same manner as LeBron James' personal wealth.
I think it does. I think
he'll get a little bit.
Subscribers, LeBron.
He's got the subscribers, and all he does is, you just said no press is bad press. Who's gaining the most press? All you're doing is inflating. That's what I'm saying. All you're doing is inflating the prominence of who LeBron James is. If you truly believe you control the media, you would shut up and nobody would talk about LeBron. But the fact remains is, that's not true.
But he does know. That's why I'm agreeing with you.
No, I'm saying, but like RJ said that Stephen A. said when LeBron retires, I won't talk about him as much. No, because if he retires, you won't be Stephen A. Smith anymore. That's how we know. That's why I'm saying, like, you're only you because you're talking about him.
Well, we'll have to see if he'll be able to find someone new or anything like that.
But that goes back to what Gilbert and them were saying. There is no one new because you haven't built them up.
We have to wait and see. I mean,
there is someone right now. Jason Tatum is a perfect.
Jason Tatum's a bore. Get him all the way out of here.
But I'm just saying there are good players that are out there that you could be talking about. But right now, what you're doing, here's how I know LeBron won. LeBron said, I know Stephen A is sitting in his tighty whities right now, enjoying that. It goes back to why Jay won too. Jay-Z put one verse out about Nas. Nas made a whole song about him. LeBron did 1 minute on Pat McAfee's show talking about Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith has turned it into content. That is a sign of a person who is obsessed with somebody.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Imagine Stephen A. being the parasite, right? And for some way, you as a parasite knowing your lifeline is not supposed to last this long.
Brother, RJ put Stephen A. people said that LeBron's people said he's to come on his podcast. Why? You know whose podcast he went on? The most popular person on ESPN. The person who's really winning. Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee's the only person at ESPN right now that they know they can't fire.
No sportscaster as Stephen A. Smith should be this relevant. He's relevant because he's attacking LeBron. That's
it.
The win.
I mean, fair enough.
Like, he doesn't have to denounce LeBron. LeBron's always going to be the most popular. He's always a super mega star. The fact that LeBron is answering back to Stephen A. is what's giving him power.
I think approaching somebody on the court in a 1 minute, in a 1 minute, cool, in 1 minute on a guest show where you said a bunch of other stuff is that is not big.
I mean, it's feeding into it.
No,
He
could have. And you know who he does that to? He does that. He does it to Skip Bayless. He does ignore everything that Skip Bayless ever says. And Skip Bayless dies. And what he's doing, and that's what lets me, again, that's why I say it's a little, again, Stephen, this is why he's the GOAT. This is why he's the GOAT. LeBron James is the greatest of all time because this is the like it literally eats up under your skin because of that. And that's funny to me. Like, but just again.
So we're gonna finish off today with this unholy request by Marvin Sapp. Black households have been listening to Marvin Sapp's words for a long time on Sundays, and we never would have
made it, guy, right?
We never would have made it without him. So he was recently caught heavy backlash for requesting that the ushers lock the doors so the church could get in around $40,000 in tithes/donations. So let us know what you guys think of this video, and is Marvin wrong?
And they understand the cost that is involved. There's 1,000 of you. I said, close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. We all gonna leave together. Y'all ain't going no place but to the restaurant. There's 1,000 of you tonight, and those that are watching, it's 1,000 that's watching online. This is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give this, if I get 1,000 in the sanctuary to give this, that's $40,000 tonight. I'm challenging each of you all down here to give a $20 seed. I actually think $20 is a lot of money. $20, believe it or not, when my late wife, Melinda P. Sapp, was alive, was a good date. I could take her to the movies, buy a box of popcorn, get 1 soda, 2 straws. I wasn't cheap. That's swag. I was looking in her eyes. She's looking in mine. Can't do that no more. Now, everyone up here, we've all sold and seeded, but I need everyone standing up here with us, with me, to plant a seed of $100. Because again, it costs to sit up here. I got you. Let's see. So put your 20 away, preachers. That 20 wasn't for you. And this is what I need you to do. If you're giving electronically or even if you're giving tangibly, I'm going to have y'all come to the altar and give it because I need to see 1,000 people moving. Bring them baskets. I want the baskets up here. I want to see the folk. Y'all start moving. Y'all can bring it right now. Come. Even if you're giving tangibly, just put your hand on the, pick your phone and stick it on the.
Jason Hayes, I have the same thought process
on the bucket.
right now. That's why I'm holding my head like this, because this is what it. Oh, now he put the chin down, and yeah, it's worse when the chin is down, and it's not lined up right.
Shh. Giving is worship. Giving is worship.
Bro, you pause this.
Giving.
So, all right. So what it looks like is like he's at church, and we don't know what.
Well, he did kind of lock them in there.
He didn't lock them in there.
He said close the door.
He said close the doors. He did not say lock the doors. He did not say lock the doors. Now, here's any person. So somebody put in the comments that this was at a church conference. One, most church conferences you pay for. So I'll be even more upset about that. I don't know what it was for. Maybe it was for a good cause, right? I had to walk my black ass out of that motherfucker. Like, I've seen this is not like, I'm not going to judge Marvin Sapp. Reverend Holmes used to do this shit. Church your pops go to. And my mom go to. I've heard him say, we're not leaving. I've heard other pastors say, I'm not leaving until we get $10,000 today. It must have been viral in the north. And like, you know, it's still stupid. Like, if you're dumb enough to sit there through it, then give him $20. It could have been Creflo Dollar, the one that Creflo did when Creflo made a statement saying that he needed a private jet to minister to people. And he was raising funds to get a private jet. And he says, you know what? If they find aliens in space, then I'm going to get a spaceship to go minister the gospel to Jesus. And I'm like, why you can't fly commercial to go talk to these people, man? Like, it just comes down to the fact that, you know, people are like, you're giving money. And like, if you're doing this and you feel like, you know, I think if churches did a little bit more, people wouldn't be like as mad about this shit. Like how they used to be in the 60s and 70s. Like you went there, they had it was more than just a motivational speech that you gave money to at the end. You can go get fed physically and spiritually. You could go you were active in your community. A lot of the times, the only times you see these people are when we're wearing their nice suits, they're dressed, their cars, and things like this. And it goes back to this is why certain cats like Umar, because that. But there are churches that are active, but just they're not the ones that get seen. Right. Like, even with Reverend Holmes, I'm joking about it, but R.B. Holmes in Tallahassee was the first black man that I saw actively putting businesses up and down Tennessee Street. He actually, the hotel that I like to stay in, he tried to buy that. He has right next to it, they have Bethel Towers, which is an old folks home. They put single family housing around. They did a whole bunch of other different things. So like I always joke with people, in 10 years, if this stuff doesn't blow up, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to have my church. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be a crooked pastor, but I'm going to be a good one. We're going to put businesses, we're going to make people work. I'm going to tell people about tithing. We're going to do 10% of your time, talent, and treasure. It's not just about giving me cash. If you're a doctor, hey, give me a Saturday for a couple hours at the church where people who can't afford to go to the doctor can go get seen for basic health things. If you're an attorney, come donate a Saturday or Sunday where people can get basic attorney advice. Donate 10% of your time. Donate this, donate that. Like if you're like your pharmacist might be a little bit more difficult because you're mixing drugs, but like basically give your talent. Go out there in the community, do that stuff. That's the real like don't just like you have ever seen where there's a mosque? You ever see high drug? You ever see high drug use? Because them FOI be out there active and beating the damn streets. If you a dope boy, you're gonna have to see them fruits. It'll be a combination between church and a mosque because I'm gonna have fruit of whatever we doing. Fruit of the looms, we can call them motherfuckers, but we're going to have some goons with pistols. Now, we may say, lock the motherfucking doors. We ain't leaving this bitch until we get 10,000 a weekend. Which is, you know what? You know where I get that number from? A good club makes $40,000 in a month and breaks even. If a club can make $40,000 in a month and break even, bitch, a church should too. But a church should be able to do more. But nah, I don't know Marvin Sapp to be that, but I do know Marvin Sapp to make a banger and never would have made it. It's just the optics in today's society makes it look really, really bad. But what really makes it look bad is, what am I spending my money on? Because I'm looking at you right now and I'm seeing your hairline start in the middle of your fucking head and it's bothering me. And I don't want to give you $20 to give to that barber that's going to continue to fuck you over. I also know pastors be out here smashing the singles ministries and they be fucking and doing all this other shit. Like, it's just a lot of things that y'all got to go through. And again, if somebody, give your money to whoever you want to give them to. But this shit did sound wild without context. Because, like, what if it was $40,000 to sow a seed for them to be able to do something else? That's called crowdfunding too, by the way. That's what I really want people to realize. There's literally a name for it in business. I do it every year for the book bag drive. I just don't lock the doors on you guys. He did pull out money. But it's kind of weird because, again, we don't know the context. Yeah, I pull out $100 of the money that I'm getting all coming back to me. Like, that doesn't have the same effect as it had before. But I do know this: when I'm struggling to pay my bills, last thing I want to hear the motherfucker who got a five bedroom house on 10 acres telling me that God told him to give me $20.
I don't got it.
And if you don't got it, you don't got it. I wish more people would be bold enough to say that. Yeah. But we do treat, which is things in the black. I don't know how whites do this, but I do know this is how the blacks do it. There are two people that ain't wrong consistently in the community. That's mama and the preacher. And them motherfuckers both be wrong a lot. Now, mama's not as much as the preachers, but the preacher just like, hey, but if it's at a conference and there's no context in it, I think that's where it comes wild. But we do know enough about the crooked pastor. It reminded me of one of my favorite movies, Don't Be a Menace to South Central While Drinking Your Juice in the Hood. And then he had a great thing where it's like, don't ask, no questions. Don't ask, why come pastor got to have him a big house? Don't ask, why pastor got to have him a big car? I said, don't ask. I said, don't ask. I said, don't ask, no questions. And it's like, I got $100. Dig it. Go bring the collection plate over there. Nigga, I should bring the collection plate over there. It's just, again. And then what'd be crazy too is that the backgrounds is all hustler backgrounds. They always pimps, drug dealers or some other wild shit. So, like, hey, you got, and then because my aunt, yeah, I say all this to say I know good pastors. Love Clint Purvis, a real good dude. Love Adrian Crawford. If you're in Tallahassee, damn, what is it? Engaged Church, really good church. My auntie Les, Soaring Eagles Ministry in Sanford, Florida, really, really good. But I'd be known when my auntie trying to convince me of something that she gave me pastor talk. She was like, James, I know how you feel right now. And you're angry and you want to be able to say these things. But what I need you to do is understand what it is that I'm trying to relate to you. And I'm like, auntie, if you don't say the shit that you want to say to me, stop talking that pastor shit to me. Speak like, yeah, they be putting the stank on the words, man. I said, I know what you're trying to do to me. This shit don't work. You can't bullshit a West Indian bullshitter. Yeah, Daryl, my aunt is Celeste Williams and Larry. I think they're bishops. I don't even know how you get your bishop license and shit like that. Like, I don't know, man. But like, the problem with me is, again, I'm a cynic, but I love them. I love those people that I just mentioned. Like, I think that I believe they believe what they believe, which is important to me. More important if it's real or not. 90% of the people that I encounter, I know you do not believe what it is that you say you believe, because you break the fundamental rules of a lot of those different things. But not everybody's like that. But if your church is dope, I enjoy it. I go and sit. I don't even necessarily like my mama's church like that. But you know what? Once a year, I will go sat my ass down and go to church with my mama. And just to make her happy. It don't make me happy, because you know what? It's Sunday. I be wanting to do shit on Sunday. It's like sleep is one of them. But football games come on Sundays, and God. One thing I learned about the NFL is that God in America is that God loves football, because that's all those guys take a knee and pray. And that's why they're so good, is because Jesus blessed them, because they work on the Sabbath. But outside, man, what else we got, man?
Nah, that was it. Any last words?
Yeah, make sure you pay your tithes to the members. The media group membership, $3.99 up to that. I can tell you where your $20 will go. Your $20 will go toward July 26th in Tallahassee, Florida, July 19th, July 20th in July 19th in Orlando, July 20th in Tampa, July 26th in Tallahassee, and the 27th will be a football camp. And whatever that week, I think that's August 3rd in Jacksonville, Florida, we will be doing book bag drives. 100% of them donations and 100% of your tithes go towards that. It doesn't go toward Pastor's house. It doesn't go toward Pastor's car. Trust me, sometimes I've thought about it, but it goes right to where it can see. You'll be able to do that. If you cannot donate your money, you can donate your time. But currently, you can go to mftkfoundation.com. There are 245 people watching this. I'm gonna actually let me do it. There are 245 people watching this broadcast right now. And what I need is $36 from 245 of y'all. $36 that gets one bag. That's 200. That is 1/4 of one location of where we want to have this. Our goal is to give 6,000 backpacks out this year and feed people. I'm having faith. Lord have mercy. Talk to me, Chandelier. Can I have a witness?
You would have so many more blessings if you didn't have such a smart mouth towards God.
Thank you, motherfucking Jesus. Thank you, motherfucking God, for this day. God is great all the time.
I'll be right here if I could drop a blessing on you.
God damn it, he took it too far. That goddamn James took it too far.
Right there. Wrong mouth.
Oh, man. Oh, nah. Anyway. Anyways, man, y'all have a great fucking Friday. Again, be kind to somebody, do something nice to somebody this weekend. Unless they're a Gator fan, they've already had a lot of good luck. Isn't it amazing how God works? The University of Florida coach is out here sexually assaulting everybody on campus, and now this motherfucker probably going to the Final Four. Ain't God good? All right. Appreciate y'all for chopping it up with me. We'll see you guys next time.
I'm not saying anything bad.